hate fighting with Eden. I said some really terrible things to her, and I wish I could take them back.
You can't take words back after you've said them, but you can apologize to the person you said them to. Hi, I'm Zach, and you're tuned in to listener-supported Keys for Kids. Let's get started. My youth pastor used to say, you can't put toothpaste back in the tube once it's out. That was a reminder for all of us that the words we say can't be taken back, and it's true. Maybe you've said something to a friend or family member that you regret. Now, while you can't undo a kind word, you can humble yourself enough to apologize and ask for forgiveness. Titus chapter 2 verse 2 says, God's grace teaches us to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age. And often that means saying you're sorry. Our story today is called No Talking Back. Eden makes me so mad, Melanie fumed as she walked home from Eden's house. The two friends had argued, and now Melanie thought of more things she wished she had said to Eden, and they weren't nice. Well, I'm not going back there. I'll text her and tell her what I think of her, she thought. All the way home, Melanie planned what she'd say. That'll fix her, Melanie muttered after sending an angry note to her friend. But as she headed for the kitchen, she felt bad. Eden was her best friend. Mom was making dinner when Melanie sat down on a stool at the kitchen counter. Mom glanced at her. Problems? She asked. You don't look happy. I, Melanie began, and the story tumbled out. I shouldn't have sent that message, she said. Maybe she didn't see it yet. How can I get her not to read it? Mom shook her head. Sorry, honey, but I'm afraid you can't. Maybe I could call her and ask her to delete it without reading it, Melanie suggested. Do you really think that would work? Mom asked. Melanie sighed and shook her head. Once we send something, we can't take it back, said Mom. But Mom, cried Melanie, what can I do? Calling her is a good idea, but call to apologize and tell her you're sorry. Melanie blew her nose. Okay, she said, I will. And let this be a reminder the next time you're tempted to say or text something hurtful to someone, said Mom. Remember that just like you couldn't take back that message, we can't take back any of the words we say once we say them. That's why the Bible tells us to choose our words carefully and also our thoughts and actions. We can't live any part of our lives over. So we have to be careful about what we say and do from the start, right? Melanie said thoughtfully. Much more careful than I was today. I'll remember that. Good, said Mom. You should also remember that we can ask Jesus to forgive us and help us change our ways when we're not as careful as we should be and fail to show others his love. And we can ask those we hurt to forgive us too. So how about you? Have you ever said or done things that you wish you hadn't? You can't take back those words or actions, but you can tell people you're sorry and ask their forgiveness. You can ask Jesus to forgive you too. He will, and he'll help you change your ways so others can see his grace and love in your life. Consider each day a gift from God and trust him to help you live it carefully. Our key verse is found in the New Testament book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 12.
God's grace teaches us to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in this present age.
And our key thought for today, live each day carefully. Join Keys for Kids Ministries for our week of giving. Listen to stories of lives changed as we share an opportunity to support Keys for Kids. Take your grown-ups to keysforkids.net/week of giving. I'm Zach with Keys for Kids.